Okay, hello peeps. It's WBG versus WL for round 2, game 1, first half of today. It seems like we'll be seeing a priestess man first in Chinatown, and alongside with WBG Long, with Seer coming out and a Seer and an entomologist. The Seer will be given to Iron, that's for sure. Then the next two bans will be Mercy and Ford. I'm surprised how Ford is taking so much how much Ford has been banned, considering Mischievous is a thing. Genuinely am though, I won't lie. If you ban forward, then it means you're going to be scared of forward mid-harass. That's the only reason why you can ban forward. But also forward's kind of like slow decoding as well though. So it shouldn't be too bad for you if you allowed the forward to come out. But of course, even with the rescuer bans in general, you're just going to have your first officer coming out. It seems like we'll be having Hui Yi coming out with a anti-queering with our last pick right here. I don't know what Pepe's thinking, right? I really don't know what Pepe's thinking, right? Unless it's a Dream Witch. But I don't think Dream Witch is afraid of a forward as well. With this type of team comp, you're kind of just basically asking yourself what happened with the Hunter's ban. Because I don't see why you would ban a forward first. I genuinely don't see why you would ban a forward first. For first officers, I guess I could understand it if you want the Dream Witch to come out, in which, you know, you get a hit, the first officer rescues, and then you hit first officer again. I can definitely understand that. But then if a forward gets banned, it's kind of like saying forward is very similar to mercenary. You get a hit, you rescue, and you pull very far away with your ball. That's the only way I can think why they ban forward. Else, I don't know. Else, I really don't know. Maybe it's because the CN server, the forwards, I mean, Iron does play forward as well. Iron does play forward as well, and then you can give the Seer to maybe Long, or even... No, you can just give the Seer to Long, yeah. Because the rescuer main here is honestly Hui Yi, unless Hui Yi decides to play someone else instead. But it seems like... Did the survivor switch already? They probably... Yeah, they switched. No, they didn't switch around just yet. Probably we will until the Hunter comes out. I don't know who Pepe means. Actually, you know what? Maybe I should listen to the CN commentaries real quick. It seems like we're gonna have a Naiad coming out. This Naiad coming out wouldn't be... It's bad. It's really bad. Considering the fact that you're playing Seer against a Naiad, it's really bad. Really, really bad. Even though I do understand that banning a priestess against a knight is definitely a must in big maps like these, but having a Seer just means you can't chase after him. And it's also with the fact that the Ento came out first as well, so Ento and Seer first two picks most likely is because the WBG done their homework. That's the only way I can think about it. But for Naiad here in general, it's going to be very hard for her to aim for more. Ento counters Naiad, Seer counters Naiad, Anti counters Naiad, all counter Naiad here. Naiad didn't get what she wanted. Naiad didn't ban what she really wanted to ban, but I guess at the end of the day, you kind of do need to ban the priestess first. You do need to ban a priestess first on a map like this. So I don't know who came out. I don't know who came out first. I genuinely don't know who picked the map. I don't know who picked the map. Maybe I can re-roll back down, but then like, nah, we're not really in towards that. But of course, if WBG just chose the map, then like, this is definitely understandable. Choosing small maps is just not worth it when you get your Seer or Ento banned first. But of course, for a big map like this, against a Naiad in general, Priestess needs to go. No matter what happens, Priestess needs to go regardless. But it's game 1. Let's see, Seer spawning by that Seer spawning by the broken window, the quadruple palace and the broken window, and of course anti-courier near back gate, the first officer in middle, and the entomologist by umbrella. Seer should be able to pull quite a huge distance from here if Seer decided to bring windows, but if Seer didn't bring windows, then it's a whole different story, as we can see here. Now then, this is going to be WBG versus WL for game 2, well, game 1, first round, first half of today. Okay, now then, let's see. Game 1, first half of WBG versus WL for round 2 of today. We'll have WBG coming out for day 2 against WL's Hunter Pepe. Pepe already throwing out the harpoon right there. We can see that it seems like Iron did not bring double windows, double knee-jerk reflex instead. Seems like this will become, but there's, oh yeah, there's the bees. Okay, there's the bees. As long as there's bees there, that's all what matters. Yeah, see how hard it is for Naiad. See how hard it is for Naiad to go after someone when there's bees around, but it does seem like Naiad knows what she wants to do. We'll be forcing, well, it does seem, well, I mean, Naiad definitely could get the big puddle there, but Seer is going to rotate in towards the staircase right now, which is not such a bad plan as well. Before Naiad here, seems like Naiad has lost here. Seer crouching down here. Naiad? Ah, no, wait, go back up to the stairs, Naiad. Go back up to the stairs. No, okay, he lost him. Naiad lost him. It seems like the bell has already ran as well. Let's see, Seer's currently going down towards the stairs right now. Naiad has completely lost the Seer. Wow, Naiad has completely lost this here. Isn't that something else? Seer, who was just planning on going towards the staircase to drop his moisture level, but it seems like the footprints will be there, getting a blink open immediately right here. That's not a good start for Naiad, considering the fact that Seer does have flywheel and owl. Flywheel can flywheel the moisture, owl can owl the hish. What can you do here? Nothing much, to be honest with you. But it does seem like Seer will be forced towards this area right now. Most likely Entomologist needs to come in to rescue, but as long as Seer can do his normal flywheel here, flywheels the moisture damage there, which is very nicely done. Entomologist, we can already see from her side as well, as the bees are already back out, so Ento should, oh no, the bees, the bird and the bees, there's the bird and the bees, the bird coming out, getting hit there immediately and pushing the Naiad away with the bees. There you go. It is currently a 3.5 cipher progress done by WBG right here. It seems like a format end game. It's just for Naiad here. It's going to be really hard for her to down anyone right here, but at least this area has been locked. But Seer has already gotten the next owl ready. It's currently at 95% on the owl. Yeah, that sucks a lot, doesn't it? This is why Seer is a must ban for me, but I guess for game 1, Seer definitely has to come out. There is a dungeon there's a basement nearby, but I don't think Naiad has Giant Claw. Seems like Naiad wants to chair a little bit outside towards this area, just for them to... just for Naiad to force a little bit of rescues, I guess, because definitely for WBG they can sell, but it's highly unlikely that they will sell. But I guess, you know, Naiad definitely could have went basement if she had Giant Claw. Now then, 40% moisture right there done by Pepe, which is very nicely done. That is a double down situation right here, which is a bit unfortunate. But at least the good news for us is Seer has an owl. And it's also with the fact that the last cipher has already been done. Seer deciding not to use the owl right there was the correct choice, because the cipher machines are more than enough. And as we can see here as well, Anti-Current is already coming in for the harassed. So it's time for Anti-Current to come in and basically take over for the first officer right here. Anti-Current only has 4% moisture though, didn't get any 50% moisture on himself. Pepe changing to teleport as well. But I guess the further away you chair, the more time Survivor has to finish the cipher. We do see that MK is still on the ground right now, but I guess at the end of the day, for a first officer, as long as you have your Poseidon watch, you don't really need to get back to full health. So either, oh wait, did he use self-heal? No, he didn't. He used self-heal. Oh, he used self-heal. Oh well, I guess that's that. Gets a 50% moisture right there. We're waiting for the harpoon to come back. We can see who is looking for the harpoon to come back, so then the flywheel can come out. Flywheel! Oh, the flywheel didn't come out, I guess, but we'll be getting normal hit right here. Seer will be going down, but immediately it was time for pop right there. We can also see that the first officer is currently at the gate as well. Seer has an owl, has flywheel. The dungeon is also pretty darn close. It is pretty darn close. Lands a 50% moisture right there, thankfully. But now the problem is Seer needs to flywheel the hit, and Seer needs to allow his moisture to drop down for a 4-man escape right here. We do see that the Anti-Current is already utilizing the swing, but it seems like the owl will be going down here. And of course, the WBG's Iron will also, oh, it is not dead just yet, but there's no window speed boost, so, and there's no flywheel remaining, so Seer will just be suffocating in this area, sadly. Now then, getting the harpoon back here immediately, but it doesn't really matter if you landed or not. Seer, oh, Seer has a second owl. What? Wait, whoa, since when? Move on to, okay, second half. Okay, Let's go with WBG YMM 杨某人 coming in against WL 贵登 Fox Y Yang and Nanzao. That's gonna be the most Irish European accent I can do. Nanzao. For this team, banning Seer first. Banning Seer first. It seems like they don't mind the Priestess coming in, but it seems like Priestess Barmaid will be the next two bans from YMM here. Considering that YMM is a Dream Witch main, I'm surprised that the survivors did not get the Priestess and the Barmaid out first. But of course, also the fact that Psychologist does counter, but then again, you can't harass against a Dream Witch. Acrobat, I do understand with the containments in general, but it's a bad draft here from WL Survivor side. When the Seer is banned, you definitely need to get the Priestess and the Barmaid out regardless of what happens. You shouldn't be thinking about, oh, YMM play Naiad. Just think about the Dream Witch. His Dream Witch is scarier than his Naiad, so don't even think about trying to kite his Naiad. Don't even think about like not countering his Dream Witch. Sorry, you can definitely kite his Naiad and get a tie, but for Dream Witches can definitely aim for more than a tie in a lot of case scenarios for end game, early game, mid game, etc. She has a high snowball potential. Sorry, mix up with the English right there. So yeah, for the survivors here, it's gonna be a little bit hard for them if they want to aim for a 4-man escape. The best they can do right here, honestly, is to not give a 4-man elimination. If they can, just give like, you know, just do a tie. It's good enough for WL going against, of course, a professional Dream Witch right here. But then again, I guess you do need to consider the fact like, hey, what are we, like, this team, like, I don't see why Prospector was chosen out first. I genuinely don't. There's no point having a Prospector out first unless you're gonna harass mid-game. You cannot harass you can't harass a BQ for balloon rescuing. You can't harass a BQ when it comes to like mid-game in general because there's so many, you know, followers out there. For a Prospector to be coming out, the Prospector is basically the opening point for Dream Witch to chase though. I mean, we have seen Wolves 487 Sibachi's Prospector, in which definitely he can counter the Dream Witch's Patroller. But I guess this is not 487. But this is Nanzao. Maybe they've practiced. You know what? Maybe they've actually practiced against a Dream Witch. You never know. Maybe they've actually practiced against a Dream Witch. You never know. You know what? Yeah, you never know. At the end of the day, you really never know. But for this game, it seems like YMM's, yeah, Dream Witch definitely will be coming out there, considering there's no anti-query and there is no Barmaid and Priestess. Then onto the area spawn selection we go. Priestess most likely will... No, there's no Priestess. Oh yeah, they banned Priestess. I'm so dumb. For this game... But actually, why didn't they pick Priestess as well? Priestess wouldn't be bad here. Even if Dream Witch's main body takes the portal, it still takes time for the followers to catch up towards Dream Witch's main body. So like one long portal is like 10 seconds spot for itself to contain even longer. So I'm surprised that Priestess doesn't come out as well, in all honesty. But it seems like YMM deciding to spawn in restaurants, as we can see here. Psycho by Umbrella, Acrobat by the 4-pallet 1 breaking window, and of course Prospector near the back gate right now. For this spawn, it isn't too bad. I guess it isn't too bad. But then like the opening really is the Prospector who can tank, who can... I don't know, it can Prospector contain... I mean, like, Acrobat has more of a chance to stall the Patroller compared to our Prospector. But let's move on to the game we go, shall we? This is WBG versus WL for Game 2. Game 1, second half of today. I'm sleepy. Okay, let's say WMM seems like he wants to go towards the female dancer instead, which is a bit more surprising to me. But it seems like first officer. Are we gonna decide to chase after first officer here? No, we're gonna leech on towards. Oh, okay, that's something new. Leeching on towards first officer right here, as we can see as well. There is the chance of I mean, you can definitely land hits against first officers with patrollers, but this seems like Guidon is running towards his own leech's direction, so the leech doesn't come back up. And then one more hit here. Sadly, Yamimoto didn't get the hit right there, but at least the patroller will be coming here from the Dream Witch's main follower. Oh, that was a very successful buy right there, surprisingly. And I mean, Psycho can't stay here. Psycho needs to leave. Psycho really does need to leave regardless of what happens, because Psycho cannot tank. If Psycho tanks a hit, it's going to be an immediate change towards a psychologist who's currently now at 2 hit down. But now it seems like after first officer has been hit right here, I guess for YMM, he wants to get rid of that one. He wants to get rid of that one tide that the survivors do have. And then getting the pilot hit there, but on the first officer, the Dream Witch's next patroller is definitely ready as well. They're still missing ciphers. They're missing a psychologist who's currently running around that can't decode because of the fact that the first officer is nearby. But as we can see here, there should be a guaranteed bite and a Dream Witch main follower hit down. Very nicely done here by the Dream Witch. Sadly, first officer can't really contain on against the Dream Witch, which is why in JP they use Wildling. Right? So if we learned something new today, if you know that they're gonna play a Dream Witch, you play Wildling. Don't play first officer, you're gonna get chased anyways. Or forward, you're still gonna get chased anyways. Mercenary is definitely fine, but like everyone else is kind of like a nah situation for you. It seems like Acrobat is currently coming in, but they don't have Tide. If they want to rescue here, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it for them to rescue. I think it's more worth it for them to sell, or even to rescue when it's critical. That's the only two ways. No, rescue before half, and then like start crouching and selling. But in this situation, in which even the Acrobat has been leech, Acrobat giving the free hit right here can immediately change targets, putting the Acrobat on towards chair. And of course the first officer will also be chased as well, because first officer's leech is currently on him. So this isn't good for first officer at all. As we can see here, the main follower is of course going towards hotel right now. First officer cannot rotate away from this direction, but it does seem like the whistle has been blown. But of course just on time as well with that. Oh, okay, that's nice. Just on time with the heal there, but first officer still at half health, so that whistle was basically all for nothing right now. Jumping down here immediately, first officer doesn't have any items remaining. You can see that the Dream Witch's main follower is also here as well, putting back the follower right there. Whose follower was that? That was probably Fox White's followers, putting back the Fox White's leech right there. We do see that Nanzo is here, but Nanzo has been prevented. Getting the blink hit right there, but could not go through the palace. Still getting the hit right there. Sadly, there's 3 magnets here on the prospector, but he's also at half health. No one can rescue now. There's only 2.5 ciphers left, but it's not enough for the survivors. Everyone is currently at half health as well. Alongside with the fact that the psychologist may be out there, but Psycho also cannot whistle. If she whistles, it's game over. It's game over. Psycho is definitely going to be the next chase. All survivors here who has been damaged, except for the first officer, has nothing. But at least first officer can stay on chair for quite a long time. But between the psychologist here first, there is currently 2 leeches on the field. One on first officer, one on psychologist, and none of them have D-leech marks. Only the Acrobat currently has a purple D-leech mark. But it seems like first officer is currently looking for it. Did get the hit right there. Alright, most likely will not be leeching on towards the first officer right here. Oh, there we go. There's the emo. Well, there we go. I mean, the survivor can't see it anyway, but they can probably hear it. But like, moving on, whatever I was saying. First officer will be chaired right here. It still seems like YMM wants to aim for the 4-man elimination. Also, with the fact that the prospector is currently at the worst. Poor prospector right now, he can't decode. For psychologist right now, she also beautiful flywheel but got stuck there. Yeah, no one can rescue now. Dream Witch has a leech ready as well. We do see that where the prospector is, just leech on towards the prospector and throws the leech on near towards the chair. So even if Prosy does decide to stun, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And then prospector throwing out 1 magnet there, as we can see that the Dream Witch's main follower coming right out as well, blinking down here immediately. Very nicely done by YMM. Now then, with that cipher that has been popped, it does seem like Y Yang will be chased next. It seems like Dream Witch will be using that's prospector's leech. It's okay for Dream Witch to use Prospector's leech right there, because once Prospector uses self-heal, then, I mean, you don't really need to leech back onto the Prospector. I don't think there's really a need to leech back onto the Prospector. The moment Prosy gets up is the moment that you go chase after Prosy and hit Prosy. But currently, as we can see here, there's 45 seconds left on the clock for Blink, so it's not enough time for a Psychologist who's currently stuck in this corner right now to open the cipher. We can also see that the Prospector is 99% on the self-heal, but I guess he's just waiting. He's really just waiting now. He's currently 99.9%. We saw him touching himself a little bit, but getting up there immediately. I guess the flywheel didn't really come out. While Yan rotating towards laundry right now, it's a little bit unfortunate here of a situation for us, but for YMM it's not too bad. Putting the leech away from range, out of range, and now YN will be a very slow death for the survivors right here. 5-man elimination for a 5-man escape right here. Why WGB living up to the professional team's name? Now then here, as we can see as well, playing mind games here little by little, does see where the psychologist has rotated towards, takes the window boost right there. But even if you take the window boost right there, you're just going to get sandwich in this situation. Seems like YMM is just playing around now. YMM really is just playing around now, for the sake of playing around now. As we can see here as well, Yan currently going in between the pallets right here. Blink should be ready, so we'll be seeing a blink down right now. The emotes are coming, the threat emotes are coming out to try to get the flywheel out, but it seems like YMM does not want to wait any longer, so there we go. Surrenders. Let's congratulate WBG for the 5-5, for the 10 points ahead. Moving on.